I'm going to do a versus challenge. Thought I would do something maybe kind of short and sweet, but this is going to be the Heaven Hill 100 proof bottled and bond, 6-year age stated, versus the Heaven Hill old style bourbon at 90 proof with a 6-year age statement on it as well. So a little information about the two. I believe both of these actually are Kentucky only releases, meaning you can only buy them in a store in the state of Kentucky. There was some talk about this bottle and bond potentially moving outside of the state of Kentucky, but I haven't heard any more about that since. Now, it is something you can get, so if you know a few people, they can probably get you a bottle or two of this, and it is relatively expensive. So this, I believe, I picked up for approximately maybe $16, I believe it was, and I think this was about $13. So there wasn't a big difference between the two, but I got a couple bottles when I was down in Kentucky over the summer. So anyway, as I said, I wanted to do a kind of a side-by-side challenge and see which one would kind of hold up against each other. So first, let's start with the Heaven Hill 100 proof bottled and bond. We'll go with this, so that's going to be this one here. And then again, the 90 proof Heaven Hill 6-year is going to be right here, so just for a reference point. So we'll go ahead and get into the color of this. I'll show you the color here. So as you can see, this is a really nice copper tone, or really nice copper color to it. So, and it has been in a barrel for a minimum of 6 years, as it's stated on the bottle. So, and let's do the color right away on the 90 proof Heaven Hill 6-year. So as you can see, this is a little lighter copper. This is not quite as dark as the bottled and bond. So we'll see if that translates into anything else in terms of flavor. So I think I'm going to start first with the 100 proof bottled and bond. We'll see what we get. So let's do the nose of this. So right up front with this, you're getting a little bit of that corn, a lot of cinnamon, a lot of butterscotch actually coming through on this as well. Kind of a chocolate covered cherry, dark fruit, even a bit of raisin actually kind of coming through on some of this. So that's very, very interesting. But a lot of the typical bourbon notes, so the honey, the vanilla, the caramel, a lot of that's kind of coming through. But I would say with this, the two predominant things that are coming through regarding the nosing is the heavy butterscotch and cinnamon. So let's go ahead and we'll give this a taste. Cheers. So like I do with most of them, I'd like to get this on the palate first a little bit, get that coated, and then have a little sip, and then we'll kind of get into the tasting a little bit more. Yeah, so right up front, just like on the nosing, I would say a lot of this, a lot of cinnamon. Not a lot of heat, nothing like that, but a fair amount of cinnamon. The butterscotch is for sure coming through. Light honey, light vanilla, both of those two, but the predominant on the palate would be the butterscotch and the cinnamon for sure. So that's a very good. The rye kind of comes through, so as it sits here on my palate a little bit, you're starting to get a little bit more of that rye spice coming through. So it's very nice. The finish on that, I would say, is probably medium. Kind of sits around for a little while, and then you would need another taste to kind of get some more. So let's go ahead and go to the 90 proof and see what we get here. We'll do the nose on this. So with this right away, I'm getting, a little bit of honey, some butterscotch. Not nearly the cinnamon as I was on the 100 proof. Yeah, that's about it. I'm not getting a lot. So light vanilla, some butterscotch, very light cinnamon, honey, a lot of typical characteristics of a bourbon. I would say this is kind of falling into. So, and I'm guessing that probably has a little bit to do with the fact that this is only a 90 proof bourbon. So, generally speaking, the lower proof, you'll get a little bit less on the nose as well. So, but let's go ahead and give this a try. Cheers. So I would say with this, on the tasting part of it, I would say this is a consistently good bourbon from the standpoint that it has a nice flavor of butterscotch, some vanilla there, very approachable. There's nothing that's going to be overwhelming about this at all. Easy to sip on. So if you wanted to come home at the end of the day and didn't want something that was going to be super crazy or just dominate anything, this would be a very good bourbon. So give this another try. Yeah, so again, still you're getting a lot of the butterscotch coming through with this. I would say both consistent with the butterscotch, the 100 proof, far more cinnamon. This a tad amount, but nothing that's going to be very overwhelming at all. So, but again, very enjoyable. So I guess with that being said, between the two, I would say I would choose the 100 proof for sure, just because it holds up a little bit more. There's a little bit more there to kind of chew on a little bit. The finish was a little bit longer on this, whereas in the 90 proof fell a little bit flatter. There's flavors there, but they tend to kind of dissipate on the palate fairly quickly. So if I had to choose the two in terms of one versus the other to kind of sip on from a daily standpoint, or even from a cocktail standpoint, the 100 proof is going to hold up better for sure in cocktails. But as far as sipping wise, I would say if you want something with a little bit more depth, the 100 proof is the way to go. If you want something that's just got a nice, easy balance, easy flavor, the 90 proof is another very easy sipper. So with that being said, I would ask you to please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to build this as much as possible, so all the support I can get, I greatly appreciate it. So I'll have all links in my description below. So again, give me a follow and give me any suggestions.